Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of F1 My Team here on F1 City. Here, this episode is the Spanish Grand Prix. As you see, we are beating our rival um, Alpine, and we now get to fan rating 2. Well, actually, we already were at fan rating 2, but we improve our fan rating even more. But it is lovely to see that we are, in fact, um, ahead of Alpine by
Hey,
a
Chief,
considerable
we've got
amount.
multiple parts out of
And now we just
research.
got
Don't
tons,
forget to develop
a
them.
couple research
We've got
things, and I
performance
think
sitting on the
maybe
table that we could be getting
one
into the car.
upgrade coming out of the car for the Spanish Grand Prix, maybe none. I'm not exactly sure if we have any coming on the car or not. Um, but hopefully, the car it starts to take even bigger steps forward, which will be great to see as the front, the mirror. We have that completed on research or development, and so now I'm going to develop the rear wing for single development because we do have dual development open, but I already developed it, so I'm just going to do the second one as well. For powertrain, we have, I believe that is for the battery, or both of those are actually for the battery. And now we have to assign these upgrades, and I'm going to assign them to Crawford just because I've been doing that pretty much the whole time. So I figured let's just assign it to Crawford to keep his car in the bigger development window. Because actually, the last this I don't think is quite fully updated. I do believe, as you can see, Crawford, the lighter red, is slightly below the Kick Sauber, but I think he's actually ahead of it and pretty close to the Haas as well. So as you can see, our best car or our better car is actually technically better than uh, two teams almost on the grid, but um, our second car is much worse. So if Vashor finishes in the bottom two or three, which I'm fully expecting him to do that, as a low rated driver as well, I won't be too ridiculously mad at him just because his car is kind of slow. And yes, he had some great performances early on in the season, but from what I've been seeing, and yes, I'm randomly switching drivers every once in a while. I'll do 3 or 4 races as one, and then 3 or 4 races as the other. But Crawford's actually recently, in my opinion, been doing better. Um, I think he had one of our best performances as an AI driver. I think he had like 18th or something like that. And the highest for sure ever gotten as an AI is like 20th or maybe 19th. So I guess there's not much of a difference there, but it is what it is. As we do finally unlock phase 2 on engineering, so that's going to be great. We can get extra parts line on the car. We can really have, for the facility improvements, we can have great new upgrades. So I'm going to do, I believe, uh, breakthrough for expansion, but I'm also going to do breakthrough for arrow, I believe, because that will give us better um, parts on the car. And I also do the 3D printing. I really want to get some improvements for Arrow, the research breakthrough. That way we can have more major upgrades to work on, because we're pretty much all out of our minor upgrades to start working on for engineer for our Arrow. And speaking of that, we do have we just started the research on the chassis, a pretty major upgrade. It's worth like 1,200 research points, and this one for the rotary speed is also major. That is 1,200 as well. So a couple major upgrades coming on. So hopefully pretty soon here, our car will have a pretty massive difference in its
Good
development.
job out there, boss. I don't know if you realize, but we recently hit a big milestone. You can learn more about that in the accolades menu if you like. Here's the next one.
Anyways, as you go to our rivalry, our target is 27 points. So let's see if we can quite reach that and really beat Alpine to the punch and really just squash that rivalry as we go to qualifying.
It's a Catalonian qualifying for you today. Welcome along to Spain, to Barcelona, and wherever you are in the world, do you feel the need? The need for speed?
To get underway for qualifying. Excuse me there. Starting into Q1, this is our first qualifying lap. Couldn't quite get the front right tires all the way heated up, unfortunately. But it really is what it is. Could be worse. As we go into the qualifying lap, Piastri's ending the fast lap, 113.6, I think? I don't know. You can go back and see it. As we go to the end of this lap, just to save time, because I think I do about 2 or 3 runs to start Q1. So, yeah, I had to do quite a few runs as we only go to second slowest, so 1:16.6, very unfortunate, but it is what it is. You can see our gearbox is facing some relatively high wear, but anyways, let's start our second lap of the qualifying session. Already up on our time, must have gotten much better exit heading into the straight, heading into turn 1. Slam on the gas, try to get the car rotated, but also carry in speed because you can't slow down the car too much around Spain. You really have to, those long corners really get you, at least for me personally. I do like long corners, kind of, actually maybe more than slow corners, but still, this track has always been iffy. It's either been a really good one or a really bad one for me. I've almost always done really good or really bad here, so we'll see as we run to the line. Only a 5 tenths improvement, let's see where that lands us. That only lands us P19, a 1:16.1. So not ideal as we go to the end of the session. We were starting another qualifying lap. This is a very crucial one as our tires are actually in the right
30 seconds left in the session.
As Mark tells us there's 30 seconds left, and like I can't see, and not that it really matters. I don't know why Mark talks to me while I'm qualifying. It's kind of annoying. But it is what it is. Anyways, as we skip to the end of this qualifying session, near the end of the lap to save time, and it's not a massive improvement. So unless the field is pretty tight, I don't think we are gonna really improve much in terms of position. But from P22, what was that? I believe it was, yes, P19. So not great. Definitely P19. As I said, our car is better than it compared to, like, I don't know. I think it's better than most the Kick Sauber car. I think it's better than at least one of them, and it's better than I think one of the Haas as well, because there's such a big difference between Crawford and Verschoor. But currently, we're only one place back from Verschoor, so clearly it doesn't matter that much. Anyways, Oscar Piastri setting the fastest in Q1. Hamilton P2. So let's exactly see how this is going to line up for race day as we go to the race intro.
So many eventful races here in Barcelona over the years. Do you remember Max Verstappen's first win on debut for Red Bull here in 2016? 2 years before, we had the dramatic coming together of Hamilton and Rosberg going towards turn 4. There's always a treat in store as we head back to the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's an updated track at Catalunya, and we welcome the removal of the chicane in the final sector, shortening lap times and reducing the total running to 2.9 miles and 14 turns. This was actually the original setup for the track, but it hasn't been used since 2007. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Piastri, Russell, Charles Leclerc, and Tsunoda. Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Sainz, and Alex Albon. Stroll, Hülkenberg, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Gasly. Antonelli, Crawford, Richard Verschoor, and Ollie Behrman. Lawson, Ocon, Hadjar, and Jack Doohan rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Alongside me here in the commentary box today, former racing driver extraordinaire, Naomi Schiff. Now, Ant, you always tell me you know Barcelona almost as well as you know the back of your hand. Given the amount of testing that goes on here and the amount of laps that you and all the other drivers have done, what are the challenges that are left when it comes to the race?
Well, this certainly is a favourite track when it comes to testing. And I'll tell you why that is. It's because it offers up so much variation. You've got corners that are fast, that are slow, that are long, that are short. So there's a lot to think about and a lot to work with. But T9 is one of my personal favourites because it is so challenging. Every time you get there, you think, should I lift or should I stay flat? Well, I tell you, stay flat. Commit.
With this grid position, we've given ourselves a really decent chance of getting a better result than last time out. So come on, let's not waste it.
Right, so don't exactly know what he's talking about because we got a very good P7 in Monaco. I'm not exactly sure what that was all about, but interesting. Yes, as you saw there, 3 penalties for Ocon, Lawson, Ocon, Hajar, and Hewitt. So both of them having some pretty severe penalties, which is quite a good position for these guys myself. Anyways, as we go to the end of the qualifying lap, or goodness, formation lap, we couldn't quite get those front right tires warm again. There's a lot of right-hand turns. Right tires don't really have to travel as far, so they don't get nearly as hot.
Okay, incredible parking there, nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts.
Let's see what we get here, heading into the Spanish Grand Prix, and it is lights out, and away we go for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's an okay get away from ourselves. Absolutely blitz, lovely start for Antonelli as he absolutely pokes Gasly. Now here we're just trying to see how many positions we can gain. We go around Gasly, we touch Gasly's rear end slightly. We need to try to make it around the outside of Gasly, but we couldn't quite because we touch him with our front left tire, and that keeps us in P6, 16, sorry. So very unfortunate.
The energy store's depleting, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that
very
capacity
unfortunate.
will
We're
drop.
already dropping back towards me for sure in a much slower car. So quite embarrassing for us as we fake a move on the inside of Antonelli once again. Nothing really possible if you would think about it there. But here we're really just trying to close back up to Antonelli, but in that Mercedes, it's got to be much faster. So we'll see. Anyways, and let's go to the replay for Norris and Verstappen. Verstappen on pole, Norris P2. Let's see what can happen. Piastri P3 and Russell P4. Piastri doing well ever since the updated his driver rating, which is lovely to see him performing well. Anyways, this is Verstappen away from Norris. Piastri, Russell, Leclerc tries to get around the outside of Russell, but Russell says absolutely not. Does he close the door fully or no? It's a bit of a fight between them. Russell has the inside line, but I don't know. Let's see. Camera's not quite on Russell right now. It's on Norris. Two McLarens fighting after Verstappen like we've seen so many times in real life. Anyways, pretty hectic start there in terms of Russell and Leclerc fighting quite a bit as we're having to empty the battery to stay within range of DRS of Antonelli in that much faster Mercedes, which is, in the game, I kind of like how they have Antonelli, consistently not doing the best qualifying. That's kind of what you see from in real life. Look, I think he's a great driver with great potential, but I like how it kind of has him struggling, and it makes it really feel in the game like he's going through those.
If you think you can get past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do.
Sometimes the game makes rookies seem a little bit better or a little bit worse than they are, but I think I have Antonelli almost just about right. Maybe a little bit not quite as good as he is in real life. That being said, he still performs roughly the same in the game as he does in real life. As Piastri's fallen all the way down to P6, this is on lap 3. Leclerc is taking P2 from North. Verstappen, absolutely bonkers start, almost 4 seconds in the lead. So clearly that Red Bull has been a bit sorted out, as he has won pretty much every race of the season. I think he's won all but 3 of the races. And this is what, round 9, 10? So great season for Verstappen anyways. Let's see if Tsunoda can close up to Norris or not. Let's see here. Tsunoda gaining. He has the inside line on Norris. This is horrible for Norris's championship hopes. The Norris is down in P4, while his rival is in P1. So an absolutely god-awful start from McLaren. Piastri in P10. He must have a car issue. He must have some type of issue, some damage, some front wing damage, underfloor damage. He must have some type of damage. There's no way he just falls off
Tyres are
the
degrading
pace like
fast. We can change
that.
strategy if you
One of
want.
the biggest
Check
drop
your
offs I
MFD
think
for
I've ever
details.
seen as a front left tire, 42% wear. And that's just because all these turns are right-hand turns. Almost all of them. All the high-speed turns are right-hand turns. Like turn 3 and the final turn, or the final 2 turns. And so they really put a strain on that front left tire. Let's see here, Hamilton gaining on Norris. Both the McLaren, it seems like their race pace just absolutely falling out the bag. It looks like Hamilton's going for the move, and yes, he does. It looked like Norris was going to cover it off for a second, but Norris is not able to cover it off, and it looks like Hamilton's up into P4. The great start for Ferrari. But neither of them had the best of qualifying. Had a pretty mid qualifying. As we go onto the gravel near losing there. But
Okay, we're
it is
approaching
what it is.
the pit
As
window.
Antonelli,
You're going to be on softs.
Antonelli's on a medium. His tire wear is probably much better than ours. Ocon breezing past us in that faster car, but we dive down the inside and we say absolutely not. We take that position back. Anyways, as I was saying, Antonelli is going on medium. So at this point in the race, his mediums are probably about 10-15% less wear than my softs. So at this point, the medium is the faster tire. And I think maybe that's why Norris was falling off, because I think he's on mediums, I believe. And I think many of the other people are on softs. So maybe, just maybe, that's why they both fell off. But still, I don't see how they would fall off that badly, because they're in such a faster car. Yes, I believe. Look at there, Hamilton has softs, I believe. And I think that's Russell. Oh no, Russell has medium. So pretty interesting how I guess the McLaren just losing its pace. As Sainz gets ahead of his fellow Spaniard Alonso, and both of them P7, P8, okay finishes for their home race, not too bad, given both of their cars aren't the best. Anyways, on to lap 8, I decided to peel into the pits, just because these tires are kind of dead, as you can see. The bottom right, they have that orange tire wear icon. Let's check on them. Yep, 61 on that front left. Goodness gracious. Obviously, the front right is doing perfectly fine, but that's just how it works in this track. Anyways, let's see what kind of stop time it is. Of course we do. It's nearly a 4 second stop. Come on, guys, I can't get an undercut going.
You only
You
have to
guys
stop once
absolutely
now. One
stink
stop
at your
left.
job. But, well, it is what it is, I guess. We are in P22. We do have 14 seconds to our teammate, who is 5 seconds off Hadron. So don't know what happened there. I don't know. I mean, I get he has the worst car on the grid by far. But still, you know, you'd love to see a bit more, but I'm not gonna necessarily hate him for it. Anyways, as Norris swings back and takes a position from Russell, so he's climbing right back up the order, hopefully, for his championship hopes, because he can't keep falling off like this, and Verstappen winning, that can't keep happening, because he is in a bit of a championship battle with Verstappen. He's the closest one to him by a long shot. He is 50 points back of Verstappen, but it is what it is. Anyways, moving on to lap 11, many people come to the pits, or just Ocon and Hadjar come to the pits. So that puts up the P20 as Gasly and Albon. I believe Albon's already hit, and maybe Gasly as well, because Albon was down up in like the points position. So I think him in 18th means he's pitted. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Anyways, for sure, teammate B16. So if there's a red flag, he'll definitely get bumped up positions as Russell gets back ahead of Norris. But Hamilton and I believe Leclerc as well, both of them have pit. Leclerc, he was in second, so he is definitely pit. Then Hamilton into the pits. He's falling down the order, so that means he's in the pits as well. Anyways, as we go slightly off circuit there, Hamilton right at the pits just jumps Sainz. So Sainz couldn't quite get Hamilton. Anyways, Ocon now 2 seconds behind us, so the undercut is slightly working.
Richard's coming in for his stop.
But he's kind of left us in like a dead zone almost. Excuse me, because
Okay, so
as
gap to
Doohan
the
can
car
get
ahead,
as well. So it looks like we might
2.2
be
seconds.
unless that's Doohan leading right now. No, we do get Doohan, and that was Bortoleto ahead of us leading. So we're now the 16th, back where we started, our starting grid position. So the undercut hasn't done a whole lot, I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. Could be worse. As Norris, he's trying to vault up the order. Piastri 7th, so maybe he started on hards. I'm trying to think because he hasn't pit yet. To be fair, none of the top 3 have pitted quite yet. I don't think. But they are on mediums. Pretty much everybody else is soft. Norris tries to attack the back of Russell, but he can't quite get it. Piastri's up in P4 because of Hamilton and Leclerc pitting. And just him getting good overtakes, and Tsunoda pitting as well. So it's a pretty weird world to see Tsunoda ahead of Piastri in 2025, but it is what it is. As Gasly spins it into the wall. Did you see that? Gasly, some mistake by Gasly, he just absolutely cooks himself into the wall. And Carlos Sainz is out of the session. So
Okay,
I believe, yes, that is a safety car. That's a big game changer because our tires are already at 30%.
Slow down, maintain positive delta.
I believe
With the safety car out, this is a good opportunity to pit. We'll be a bit longer than planned on the
he
next
spun
tires,
it
but we can make
because
it work.
of that
Just
yellow
remember,
flag
we'll
from
probably
the
lose
safety
track
car because of Sainz DNFing. Sorry, massive brain glitch there. But we will peel into the pits under the safety car. I don't really think anybody else is really coming into the pits so far quite yet. Maybe on a next couple laps, but I didn't know how long this safety car was going to be. Because sometimes the safety cars are just like 1 or 2 laps.
Okay,
But then other
off we
times
go,
they're like
back
4
into the
laps.
race. That was a
I
fantastic
think it
stop,
kind of depends on the
faster than we were
severity of the
expecting.
situation,
Up to speed
which is
now, let's get some
relatively
heat into
realistic,
those
but
tyres.
we shall see exactly what can happen as we just cross the line.
Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low, and we're going to
because
risk a
we want to.
penalty.
Anyways,
Slow your pace.
Delta. Sorry. Verstappen, he's peels of the pits. Lap 15, well, end of lap 14, going into 15, as you see there. So he hits, I don't know if it's from the lead. It's under safety car, so I think he can technically still be on for a grand slam if he gets ahead of, yes, Norris, he's coming to the pits. I don't know if Leclerc will be coming to the pits as well, but it doesn't really matter. So Verstappen stays ahead. Don't know why he was ghosting there. But Norris also comes into the pits. Or was that Piastri? No, that was Norris. Or was that Piastri? Yeah, that was Norris. Norris is coming. Norris came into the pits, as you can see here. Oh, okay, yep, replay here. He comes to the pits. I guess just because if he would have come any later, I think he would have lost time to Verstappen. And honestly, that's really what I'm concerned about. As he goes to soft tires, so he's on that 2-stop plan then. Medium soft, you can't make those softs go. I don't care what you say. So yes, he's definitely on a 2-stop, and I don't know why he's ghosting as well. I don't know why. That's a bit weird. Leclerc, however, though, he does not pit, and he jumps Norris just barely. As you can see, he was about 20 seconds behind Norris, and so now it's all about closing up to that safety car, as we do. But now, safety car in this lap, and I have ice cold tires. I mean ice cold tires. 50 degrees Celsius. I mean, I think their best operating window for these hard tires are like 90 degrees or something like that. So majorly off the tire temp window.
Okay,
for
clear.
Sure. As we are actually in front of Gasly and Bishore, because both of them actually Gasly spun and we just got ahead of Bishore in the pits. Anyways, as we dive it down the inside of Doohan. By the way, Hadjar, he DNF'd during the safety car. Unfortunately, didn't get a replay of that. But he DNF'd during the safety car, which is kind of crazy. Anyways, now we're just trying to defend from Doohan hitting the inside line. But we do want to keep up to Behrman, but that's going to be a pretty tough task, as he is in that much faster Haas. Or no, excuse me, that was our teammate Richard Rashore who got ahead of Doohan. So what an overtake for Rashore. Love to see the AI doing that. So it is our rivalry at the back of the grid. It is 2 Comet GP cars and 2 Alpine cars, back to back. So it is 19th and 20th and 17th and 18th as Doohan unfortunately ruins the party. So it's a checkerboard of Alpine and Conment racing cars. As now we have gotten our tires a bit more up into temperature. So I do actually, excuse me, I do think our operating temperature is, yes, roughly 90 to 100 degrees, and our front right is still like 60. So not great, but we hardly ever use it. As I touched the back of Behrman, it almost nearly sent him sliding, or yeah, as I hit a little slide myself. So my fault for that. Definitely, probably should have been a little bit more careful. Anyways, as we go to lap 21, Leclerc. I don't know what that was, some kind of glitch or something. Leclerc diving into the pits from P4, or P2, was it? I don't know, but he comes to the pits, so Norris back P2, but unfortunately he hasn't really gotten the jump on her. He hasn't taken advantage of the safety car, because Verstappen was like so far ahead, and he hasn't really taken advantage of it, as Tsunoda did very well. He hasn't really taken advantage of it. So many other people after upgrades, like Albon, so, yeah, Albon, anyway, he hasn't really taken advantage of getting a good start for Verstappen, and Verstappen's built up a lead, or a gap, to him again. So that is what it is. But he is also 2 seconds clear. So he's 2 seconds clear of Verstappen, or 2 seconds behind Verstappen, but he's also 2 seconds clear of Russell. So it is what it is. As we try to go around the outside of Behrman off track just to avoid crashing into him, as compared to the AI, I just find it that the AI have incredible pace out of corners, and I've seen other people complain about this as well. Obviously, the other people complaining are much better drivers than me, so part of that is just because I've always been a driver who's better at entry, I feel like, than exit, depending on. That's why I think I did so good in Monaco qualifying. But I've always been a little bit better at the entry of the corner than the exit of the corner, and so I brake quite a bit later, as you can see there. So that's why I almost ran into Behrman. So you could be saying by that, you know, it's because the difficulty is way too low. And it's not way too low. It might be a bit too low because I did change it from Monaco up to
okay, we want you to pit this lap, so push now, push.
I can't remember. If I'm repeating the same number and saying I changed it, it's because I forget to change it all the time, and I think I changed it, or maybe I didn't. Anyways, as Piastri comes to the pits, and now, since all these people are coming to the pits, we are now P6, and I believe P3, or 4, because Russell oh no, Verstappen's coming in. Really? That's very interesting. Didn't see that one coming, so Verstappen came to the pits, apparently. Very interesting move on his part there. Didn't see that one, but anyways, is what it is. As Piastri gets an okay stop.
Okay,
He's
down
now down to
and remember the
P7.
speed limit.
Now we go to 23 on to 24, so 10 laps left of this race. Our tires are slightly, they're starting to get in the, where you can kind of feel the wear now. You can kind of feel the tire wear. But because of that pit stop, we are now just behind the previous race leader, Verstappen, in P3. So this strat of going out of the hard tires, which I kind of forgot to touch on the strat. Before the safety car, I was thinking hard tires go to the end, because everybody else is on this 2-stop. Or, well, I was on a 2-stop as well. But everybody else is going to probably do one more stop after the safety car. They're not going to go on the hards, they're probably going to go on softs and then mediums. Or like Verstappen, they're probably going to do soft, or medium soft, or soft. So I was like, well, let's just capitalize and go hards and see if I can't get some track position. We were down in P16, and then under the safety car, we were down in like P18. So I was like, why not do it? Although that was, to be fair, after I pitted, but still. I was like, let's just take advantage of it. But Verstappen, he's on the soft tires and a much faster car. He's blitzed us completely blitzed us. And Leclerc now and Hamilton will now very soon be both closing at the back of us, as that Mercedes of George Russell is also behind us, as you can see on the mini-map. And I believe there will be other cars such as Tsunoda, and I can't see what that is. I think it's Aston Martin and Alonso as well. As we go to lap 25, Leclerc closing up at the back of us. We try to go defensive around Leclerc, even though this is kind of wasting our time and helping other cars catch up to us. We're trying to defend any position we can. I don't expect to get anywhere close to a podium finish, really. I'm expecting at least Russell or Alonso to come around past us, but if I can hold on to maybe P8, P9, that'll be a great finish and a great strategy, as Leclerc he does finally get past us. But it is what it is, honestly. Anyways, Norris P2, and I think Verstappen again got ahead of Norris on those
Stay out
freshly
a little
soft
longer
tires.
if you
Or
can.
Norris didn't, don't know which one. But it is what it is for his championship hopes. Could be worse, as Hamilton breezes by us, and Russell wants to sneak a look, but I closed the door on him because I cannot let two people pass in one corner. We're not going to finish in the points with that mentality, so I'm really just trying to shut out as many people as I can from trying to really overtake us. As you can see in the background, yes, I was right. It's Alonso and Tsunoda, and then Stroll behind. In the background, kind of lurking a little bit, and we are kind of slow for two reasons. One, tires are a lot fresher. For Russell, he's on fresh softs. For 2 or 3 lap old or 4 lap old softs, and we're on like what was it, 13 lap hards? I can't remember when the safety car was. Oh no, it wasn't lap 13. It was like, I don't know, but we're on pretty old hards, and Russell's on fresher tires. Same with pretty much everybody in the top 10. They're on fresher tires, and they have a faster car. So we're really gonna have to dig deep and really defend for our lives here, and really empty the battery to get this defense done.
You've lost some time to the car behind.
Russell closing up to the back of us. Let's see what we can do. We can dip the tires at the grass. Russell diving down the inside. As I said, we're a little bit better at late braking than AI. We get it done. So I think in terms of the way I drive, I'm not a good driver. Don't get me wrong. I'm all right. Definitely not good enough to be at like 100 AI. That's why I have it at like 95. But in terms of the AI, I think that in terms of mid-corner, they're a lot slower than me, but in terms of exit, they're so much faster. So it's kind of weird. I wish I could up the difficulty. I would if their acceleration wasn't so crazy, or if I was just better at getting back around the corner. I would definitely up it like 100 or like 102 on terms of difficulty. But I'm just not good at acceleration as easy there. To be fair, I do have old tires, but at this point in the race, I'm feeling that I can't really get that acceleration or just any braking or really anything. But I do dive it down the inside, back down on Tsunoda, as I was talking about how I couldn't feel the brake in these tires, but I can. Anyway, that's enough yapping about how I drive. It's just kind of like how I think I drive a little bit, but you can, give me tips or tricks. I do want to improve on driving. I really
Let's
don't.
use overtake and
I
burn
want to
off
like
some of this
use one of
energy.
those AI cookies that
Okay,
are
gap
really
ahead,
I don't
8.6
even
seconds.
really know what I'm doing. I just kind of see other people drive and I kind of try to emulate that. But when it's moving fast, it's hard to exactly emulate things. So I do my best. I have gotten better. I started out at like 50 AI and now I'm at like 95. Not this series, just in general. Anyways, that's enough about me. Let's go to the end of the race. Max Verstappen crosses the line, and he will win the Spanish Grand Prix. Lando Norris, his championship rival, comes in second place, and it's the 3 and 4 for the Ferraris, the prancing horses. A great result for them. Anyways, you saw earlier when I was yapping about my driving style, how we defended brilliantly on that second to last or last lap there. So there's not many much more overtaking spots on the track. So let's see if we can get this miraculous P5 really in this pretty the low level midfield or back marker car
Push.
in the final lap of the race. Let's see what we can do as Tsunoda tries to go for it, but again I close the door around the outside, and now I'm just going to have to see exactly what I can do to deploy a little bit of battery. Use that up as much as possible. There's one more DRS zone, which involves late braking, but it's a bit of a tricky corner for late braking and in terms of dive bombs. So let's see if any of the AI can really get me here, or if I will be able to secure this miraculous P5 finish, which would be absolutely insane. Tsunoda sneaks a look as we go quite a bit wide there. Honestly, that's one thing I wish about the AI, is I wish I could like tweak different things about them that made them better. Like I wish the AI could go for that. Like some parts of the AI I wish it would be better, but then some parts of them are too good to the part where I have to lower the difficulty. I don't know if that makes sense, but it is what it is.
Okay,
Anyways,
the car in front.
we're 10 seconds back from
10.2 seconds.
So a couple laps ago when Hamilton passed us, now 10 seconds. That's how much faster these cars are, and that's how much we had to defend and just deploy all the battery we can. and save up in all these twisty turning parts. But it looks like if we can get a good exit here, we will hold on to take P5. A great result for the team and an absolutely miraculous race. What a beautiful strategy. What a great race.
Okay, pick up
Definitely
rubber
maybe
and
did not
bring it
deserve
home.
that. But I will take P5. And yes, I will be upping the difficulty 1 or 2 points. I think I will. I've already recorded the next episode, and I believe I have. So hopefully that episode will be good as well.
It's
Anyways,
another
let's go to the
victory
podium
and a
celebration.
champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
And they led every single lap of the race. It was a light to flag victory, and that is total dominance.
And it's time for that special moment for our special 3 today. The podium awaits our top 3 finishers. But there can only be one on the top step. Your number 1, Max Verstappen.
What a great result for Max Verstappen. His championship hopes definitely, well, even if he didn't finish this race, they're still alive. But great bounce back race from that 0-point finish in Monaco, where Lando got a P2 to really one-up him there. So McLaren does not get a 1-2, but
And with that,
It is
we
what it
wrap
is.
up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
so Piastri down in P12, horrible race for him. Crawford ourselves, P5, great result. Hamilton and the Ferrari's great result, and Lando and Max, obviously, great championship battle to watch. Honestly, this whole series, I've really been loving it. Let me know what you think. Anyway, guys, I loved making this episode. Great episode. Hopefully you enjoyed. Please like, please subscribe. Please have a great day. God bless. And I'll see you in the next one.